All right, guys. A lot of you have been asking me to make a video on the price of gas, oil, and things of that sort and what's going on. I decided to just move these conversations over to this other YouTube channel, this platform here, so we can just stay more specific to these economic, financial topics, right? So what's going on with the price of gas? And this is absolutely, this is fascinating. We need to stay positive. The whole situation we see, the economic worldwide situation as precarious and as dangerous as it looks. This is all an opportunity. I mean, it's a big opportunity for those who are paying attention, right? So let's take a look, right? So this article here, oil.com, they're talking about oil getting up to $200 a barrel. And if we look at the current price, it's at about $86. And, when the price of oil goes up, you can expect the price of gas at the pump to go up, and vice versa. So they're talking about $200 a barrel, which is about 125% increase from where we are right now, 120%, thereabouts. And that sounds bad, right? And so why would they make this argument? Because this is quite a prediction. And again, I am not making predictions. I am not a financial planner. This is not financial advice. This is just opinion. But they're basically saying, and this actually makes a lot of sense, that the OPEC countries, they are having trouble maintaining quotas, right? They don't have maybe the infrastructure, the people, whatever. And this is kind of what I observe with everything. There's a labor shortage. People aren't working. Supply lines are strained. Whatever. There's not enough whatever is needed, not only to maintain the production of oil, but to increase it to meet demand. And what does that mean? That translates into higher prices. And again, this is all fundamental analysis, right? Fundamental analysis, the news. And we look over at the chart for a technical analysis, which is, there's so much to talk about. The technical analysis on one hand, fundamental analysis on the other hand. It's like across the board, they mesh. They're all saying the same thing, which is completely unusual, very unusual. I have not seen a situation where fundamentals and technicals are basically in agreement on just about everything. Very exciting. So let's just take a look at the technical, the chart here. Back in October of 2018, the price for a barrel of oil hit $86.74. And then it got beat down for whatever reason. Sellers came in, drove the price back down. We had the pandemic. We got down $17 a barrel. And then it started coming back up. And within this was October. Almost to the day. 3 years, it hits $86.70. Just a couple pennies away. Sellers came in. That's to be expected. Hits this high, and they only brought the price down to about at 65 or so. And now look where it is. We are right there, ready to break through. And this pattern right here, this looks to me like a cup with a handle pattern. Here, let me show you a picture here. We have this high in October of 2018, 86.74. 3 years later, almost to the day, 86.70. Then we have this little handle part. And then we can expect, if this pattern, if this technical analysis does come to fruition, a breakthrough. And then what target would we be looking for, right? We measure the bottom here at $17 to this level right here, the brim of the cup, and we'll just call it 87. I'm not here making targets and predictions. I'm just providing data, just to show you what traders might be thinking. Okay, so 87, we'll call it to 17. So a $70 move from the bottom to where we are right now, approximately, and then we add $70 to the current price, which brings us to roughly $155 a barrel. And if we look at the same data here, the same oil futures here. Now I'm on a monthly chart. This is the all-time high back in 2008 at approximately $150 a barrel. We're here, and if we make that, that amplitude here, the $70, that brings us just above it. I mean, we don't want to be to the penny. I mean, these things are never exact. It's a zone. It's just an area, a general idea of where this pattern would lead us to think the price could go, approximately $70. And that takes us right to that all-time high at 150. And you can rest assured, when equities or any market starts nearing or hitting or going through all-time highs, it brings in a tremendous amount of interest. The retail investors, they get excited. The news, everyone's talking about it. And certainly these things have a tendency to overshoot. So back to this article at $200 a barrel. I mean, when I first saw it, I said, oh, that's kind of ridiculous. But is it really? Is it really? And then again, if we go back, we go back to this chart here, talking about 86.74, even, talking about this all-time high back in 2008. And we look at the how much money, how many dollars, I shouldn't call it money, how many dollars have been printed, right? In 2008, there wasn't even, the Fed balance sheet was under $1 trillion. And they've created whatever you want to call it. I mean, we're about at $9 trillion. This is like a 900% increase within the last 10 years, 13 years of cash. And so you have all this cash swirling around during this unprecedented era of concern, of doubt, of worry, fear, whatever you want to call it. All this cash looking for a safe place to go. And, oil is pretty safe, you could argue. And so, this is now a fundamental reason why the price could go up. So you just have all these reasons kind of coalescing together, giving a target, or at least giving a direction of what you might expect. And of course, we're inundated with fear. In the news we read, the articles on TV, when the price of gas starts going up, which I expect it will. Again, I'm not making predictions. I'm not a financial planner. This is not advice. When the price starts going up, people tend to start fighting about it. It becomes one big giant worry / anger campaign. Usually Republicans blaming Biden and vice versa. And they'll just complain about the price of gas at the pump going up, as opposed to, the more savvy investor. Yeah, I don't want to pay higher gas prices, but I'm certainly willing to watch the price of gas go up if I'm invested in certain markets that are going to go up even more. And that would be a good topic for another video. How can you be invested in this market? What are some strategies? I mean, you could certainly buy oil futures. It's a little bit more complicated. There are more simple ways to be involved in this. Just buying reputable energy companies, BP, Exxon. In fact, I own BP. And that would probably be an interesting video. I mean, let me know if you want me to make a video on that, explaining why I got into that and what is the point. I mean, how does it, not just profiting by the price going up, but with dividends and things of that sort. So anyway, $200 a barrel, a doubling in the price of gas at the pump, to be sure. And of course, we didn't even talk about, the inflation numbers that they give us. I mean, again, 2018, inflation was under 2%. It was under 2% at this time. Today it's 7%. It's probably much more. We know it's a lot higher than that. The data they give us tells us that inflation is really high. And it seems like that data is underreported. They change the way they present the data, or they determine the data. They always change it so it's less than what it really is, so it appears less. But even though it appears less, it's still really high. And again, opportunity. So this is not just about oil futures or gas companies or energy or something like that. I mean, this is across the board. Whether it's precious metals or certain cryptocurrencies, there's going to be, or there currently is, just an ocean of cash looking for a place to go. And I guess our job would be to try to determine where we think that cash is going to go. So opportunity is a knocking. And so anyway, I wanted to address this topic. So let me know what you think. Feel free to give this video, if you liked it, a thumbs up, make a comment, or tell me what you think, or if there's anything related to this that you'd like me to address in the future. All right. And that is it. Thank you.